I don't want there to be a queue when we want to win in a bit. So here we go. First down, USA. The latest attempt to try and close the deficit on Team Europe in the Schmyder Cup 2021 charity event here. As it drops back to pass, pumps once and a little stop going. That's a nice pass completion over the middle on a post. And a good reception, good tackle. Try and get that number first. Number 16 for the USA. That's Ryan Claudio once again. And that looked nice, good hook up there.
Yeah, beautiful pass and really well timed. Gives the receiver an opportunity to run onto space, and the defenders did well just to close that down. They're playing with 5 defensive backs now, two linemen, and just trying to defend this pass because they know Lothian's got an arm. Would have found that out yesterday, and with USA now taking a timeout, they've clearly set their intent to try and get down this field before this quarter ends.
And we are close to half time, and maybe now we saw a pass there go for around 20 yards. Maybe Lothian is going to go to that arm over this last couple of minutes in the half and try and take the lead in this game today, pull them a little bit closer on aggregate.
Again, that Phoenix receiver, look at that at the bottom of your screen, nobody on him at all until the safety 23 who's playing Phoenix. They're playing 2 deep safeties, no one on 44.
No, what's that going to be? Is that going to be encroachment? Oof. If it's not encroachment, it's a sack for Evan Allen.
I think it's definitely encroachment. It might be a rough in the passer now as well.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Hey, welcome to the game, Mr. Official. Fantastic. Now we can hear exactly what he's calling. It was offside. But like you say, that may have been a bit of a rough in the passer call as well, but never mind.
Well, I'd have called unnecessary roughness on that, just because it was clear encroachment.
But it is first down nevertheless for the USA, as Ketch continues to celebrate his interception down here in front of the cameras.
But no one is watching.
No one's watching. I'm watching Ketch. Can't see you on screen, but so here we go. First down, USA. Lothian directing his halfback to his right-hand side. Rolls to his right, goes up top. He's got a man, but that's a fluttering ball, which is picked off by Team Europe. And the DB still on his feet, number 11. Who, guess what, Cole?
Kiachi is his name on his back.
Time expired on the return.
So Chachi,
15-minute
15-minute half-time then, and that interception shut down the USA's final attempts to try and get that one in the end zone before we have a half-time break, Matt.
So indeed, Cole. Lothian went for it right at the end, but the score remains Europe 12 and the USA 8. We're going to leave you for a few minutes, and we will be back with the second half of this Schmeider Cup here from the Cheshire Sports Ground. We'll see you in a bit.
When it burns on his way. You guys are fucked. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. You're lucky. Lucky?
Good afternoon and welcome to the Schmyder Cup here at the Cheshire County Sports Club. I'm Matt Walker and I'm alongside Carl Walkinshaw here for this event this afternoon. Afternoon, Carl.
Afternoon, Matt. Really excited to be here.
It's good to be back out and about on the road again after what seems like an eternity. And we've had this charity event this afternoon. And without further ado, we're going to bring in the founder, the brainchild behind this event today. So we're bringing Mike Ireland.
Hello, Mike.
Afternoon, Mike. How are you?
I'm smashing, yeah.
So tell us a bit more about this Schmeider Cup.
So basically, while everyone was in lockdown last year, I figured a lot of people are bored, a lot of people are miserable, a lot of people are lonely. So if they had something to look forward to, I'd set this up because there was no football season whatsoever last year. So I figured we should be out of lockdown by next October, or last October. No, we weren't. So 2020 didn't happen, so I just brought it forward. And so here we are in 2021 in a slightly trimmed down version. And unfortunately, because we have the NFL on this weekend, we have the Scottish League still running over, and there's still the Women's League running over. There's fewer people here than there would have been, but there's 2022 and it'll carry on then, and we'll do some more silliness as it goes along.
Excellent. Why is it called the Schmyder Cup, Mike? Is there some significance around the name?
Yeah, basically it's Europe versus USA, but if you make a game and it's just like Team A versus Team B, no one gets into it. But if you make it like a theme, instead of the Ryder Cup, I just said Schmeider. There you go. And so, unfortunately, it's grown into the Schmeider series with like games. We've got the Beach Bowl, we've got the Canadian rules next month, we've got all this. But yeah, it's the Schmeider Cup between Europe and USA. So that's kind of how the name came about.
Excellent.
So what can we expect from the actual game today? Obviously, there was a game take place yesterday as well. Like you say, a war of attrition maybe, so we might be struggling a little bit. But what can we expect from this cup this afternoon?
As long as people sort of like realise that it's a bit of a laugh and it's something that people have kind of been looking forward to and they're just having some fun with it. The main Brit Bowl season's over, so they can sort of like let their hair down a little bit, have some fun with it, and just to kind of see some silliness going on. There is prizes and awards for the best like celebration and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's it. It's just fun. We're going to have some fun, raise some money.
Great stuff.
Excellent. Significant that it's World Mental Health Day today?
No, that was completely by accident, if I'm being honest.
Oh, you had a chance there, Mike.
I know.
To make it sound good.
That was my
coordinated with
blew
precision.
It. But no, it just happens to fall in with it being we're raising all this money for lifting the lid.
Yeah.
And the hope is, I don't know if you guys know, for as many as head coaches that we can get on applied suicide intervention skills training courses, we're going to put them on so that they can cascade it down through the coaches, the captains, the players and all that. So throughout Brit Ball, everyone that kind of comes into contact with someone, if they can see that something's not quite right, they'll have the skills and a bit of training, a bit of background that they can kind of help each other out. That's what it's all about.
That's fantastic. Just before we leave, I know you've got to get yourself prepped. What number are you playing in today? What can we expect from you?
76, and not an awful lot. I just get out there to have a bit of fun. You just see me kind of like wandering around the pitch trying to pretend that I know what I'm doing. Only 14 years in, the knees aren't what they were. There you go.
That's wonderful.
We're keeping a good eye out for you, Mike.
Thank you ever so much for your time, Mike. All right, take care.
Congrats on the event.
We're now going to bring in Sam Whitaker. If Sam can join us.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm not so bad at all. How are you lot?
Very well, thank you. What's your role this afternoon then here?
I am Schmeider Ma.
Okay.
So team mum, basically. I have been doing all of the making sure I've got emergency contacts for everybody, any medical info in case things go a bit south, and then making sure that I've got liability forms for everybody. We've got to keep things legal and safe and all the rest of it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
People don't realise, do they, how much organisation goes into an event like this and all the volunteers and people that pull it together, Sam. So tell us about the team that you've got around you. Is it just you and Mike doing a lot of the donkey
we've got
work,
a good team. I mean, Mike's the kind of person that will message us randomly and it's like, I've got this idea, and you're just like, oh no, Mike, what are you thinking now? And then he just gets people involved, people come round, we just volunteer, we just get it sorted. So yeah, there's a big crew, probably about, I'd say half a dozen of us, if not maybe more, that we've got our own little Facebook group and we just get things sorted. I mean, for all the different cups, we're all getting involved and just, getting it done.
Any ideas about plans? Mike spoke about, other events coming on in the future. Any idea about plans moving forward with regard to the Schmeider Cup?
Yes, I know we've got the Slate Cup next month. I think we've got the Seal and Seahawk stuff that he's getting all involved with as well. So it's getting all of that planned. There's stuff that we've learnt from this series this week that we can use going forward to make sure that I don't have to go through the same headaches. So yeah, it's all about learning what we can do and make things better.
Well, congrats, Sam. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for putting on an event like this. It's really spectacular and cool.
And hopefully,
we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully you're not too busy this afternoon, injury-wise.
Oh no, I should be fine. I'll be supporting the team that my fiance is playing for today. So yeah, Cool.
Great.
Which one's he on, Europe or America?
He's on America.
American.
Interesting. Already clashes. Well, thank you ever so much for joining us. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
These interviews are coming thick and fast, Carl. We're now going to bring in Drew Anderson to join us. Afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Good, good. You?
Hi, Drew. Good to see you.
Your role this afternoon. I want to try and find out a little bit more about people that we're talking to. So what's your role this afternoon?
Head coach of Team Europe.
And how were Team Europe yesterday? Did you have the similar role yesterday?
They were horrendous, but won. Everybody was horrendous yesterday, but
Right.
we won by a slim margin. But because it's on aggregate over 2 days, so today's match really counts.
And in terms of the prepping for this team, I mean, how much time do you get to prep these teams? Is it just they turn up on the day and you run a quick install, or how does it work?
I don't think prep's a good word.
Yeah.
I think it's more damage control
Right.
and reactive. You don't get enough time to be proactive, so you just go with what you've got on the day at the time. And I think the lads are down there actually right now installing plays, and we're literally minutes from kickoff.
And that's the nature of it, isn't it? It's a bit of fun, but also you've got to, as a head coach, make sure that everyone's safe.
And that's the most important thing. Everybody has a team talk beforehand. We instill what's really, really important. I know on a day like today, no cheap shots. Nobody wants to get really hurt. You know, you'll get all the usual limb aches and pains that you get from being out of shape and playing football. And you don't have to look far away from here to see what I mean by that. But there's all levels. So there's super athletes that are going for GB in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and there's non-athletes, or people who really try hard, and that's what's important.
I think I'm right in saying you hold a 6-point advantage from yesterday. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes,
28-22. Can you hold on to that?
We should be able to. There's a rumour going around that the coach from the USA coach has shipped in some Londoners, but we're still, we're looking into the legality of that, obviously, and our backroom team will be working on that. Our lawyers are hard at work.
Well, it sounds like you've got it all on to try and make sure that you maintain that advantage. So we'll thank you for your time, and we'll let you go and have a great afternoon, Coach.
Have a good day.
Thanks,
All
Drew.
right.
Good luck.
Thick and fast. 2 more to go, I think, before we sign off.
I know, hardly time to breathe.
Absolutely. Let's bring in Ketch. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Good, nice to meet you. Hi, it's
Hi,
good to be
Ketch.
on. I loved your commentary on the finals back in 2019, the ones in the south. So yeah, I'm happy to be.
Thanks,
on the
buddy.
show.
That was one I didn't do, but thanks anyway.
Yeah, I think I did do that one. And easy questions for him now, because he's obviously a fan. Tell us your role this afternoon, Ketch.
I'm playing for Team USA. I'm playing outside linebacker. I'm also running back. I was kind of playing both ways yesterday. So yeah, Team USA is my team today. Yeah.
So Coach Anderson, we've just seen, is the Europe head coach. He's quite confident holding this 6-point advantage over the USA. What have you got to say to that?
We'll see if he can kind of keep that advantage. I think Team USA definitely a lot more, kind of looking forward to a lot more today. We've got some of our star players here today. So yeah, we're raring to go. I'm going to win this whole Schmeider series.
And Ketch, how is it as a player? Because in terms of installing and learning plays, how's that go down from a player's perspective?
I think it definitely was kind of very ad hoc. We kind of came here and thought, okay, we need to work out who we have and who we can put where. Obviously, playing both ways was a bit different for me, but yeah, it was tough, but nothing that I can't adjust and adapt to.
So is it running back and linebacker, or running back and safety?
Running back and linebacker, yeah.
Running back and
so primarily linebacker is my usual trade for the Nighthawks, but I played a bit of running back because we didn't really have many yesterday, or yeah, it's have a spontaneous thing, yeah.
So apart from yourself and big number 76, Mike, who's obviously not far away from us, who else should we look out for on the USA squad this afternoon?
USA squad, you should look out for the QB, Rick Lothian. He's going to be bombing some 60s. Apologies. Bombing down some huge passes downfield, and honestly, there aren't many other guys I know, because this is kind of like a mixed match thing. So yeah, that's kind of the main guys I know on Team USA for sure. Yeah.
And have you enjoyed it so far as an event?
Yeah,
What is
it's been great. I mean, like it's definitely it's for a good cause, for a good mental health charity, and it's a fun weekend. So I've really enjoyed it so far. There's more to come from Mike and his football antics. So we've got the Slate Cup, so that's Canadian football in November, and then we've also got the Sealand Seahawks, which is I think coming up in February. So
We're all looking for where Sealand is on the map. We haven't quite found it yet. I'm sure we will at some point.
I mean,
Is it?
to be
There you
honest,
go.
I'm still not entirely sure where it is, but I know that I am a Lord of Sealand, so that's kind of the important thing.
Nice.
That's fine.
As long as you don't have to train there, you have to get a boat across to actually train.
Yeah, I do my training here in the UK and then kind of fly out there for visits occasionally. But yeah, oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
Well, thank you ever so much for joining us. Have a great afternoon. We look forward to seeing you in action.
Take care of yourself.
All right.
See you later.
And I believe the last but not least on our agenda, we've been asked to bring in Gareth Tish Pullen for a final word before we get proceedings underway. So, hello.
How
you doing? All right.
I'm very well. How are you?
Hey, great. Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about yourself then and what your role is in the whole Schmyder Cup experience.
The schmuck of the Schmeider Cup, I guess. No, I helped organise part of it, get the boys lined up, get things arranged, and just make sure it was kind of a seamless experience, kind of from start to finish, which it's not been, but we've done well. We've done our best. No, it's been good. It's turned out really well. Really, I think we're all proud of the guys, people that put the time in. Bit of a shame with what happened with COVID and obviously turning Canada and Australia. It was a 4-team situation, which we've had to slash. But people have GB tryouts, people have commitments, and we understand that. We get it for football, but the guys that committed to it and got involved with it, we're raising money for charity and doing a good thing, we hope. So.
Welcome back to the second half of the Schmeider Cup here, where the Team Europe hold a 12-8 advantage in this one and a 40-30 aggregate lead as we get the first play of the second half underway, Carl.
Yeah, it's Team USA in white, and they have the ball first in this second half. Quarterback drops back, goes to his left, incomplete.
So, somewhat entertaining first half. Like we said in the first half, very difficult for these guys to get any sort of togetherness, if you like. Cohesion was the word I was looking for. That's a better word than togetherness, isn't it? So any sort of cohesion, having come together just for this weekend. Most of them got up here Friday night, obviously got to know each other socially, and then tried to put things together for the first game yesterday, where Team Europe ran out 28-22 winners. What do you expect to see from the second half, Carl, based on the fact, like you said in the first half, it's hard going to play one game of football. To play 2 games back-to-back, it takes its toll.
Yeah, we're going to see some tired bodies on the field, but still there's some good athletes out there, and we've enjoyed some of the hits that have gone in and some of the runs that have gone in from Ben Aroligan. As you see a quick mistake, free play down the field, and that is picked off. As we see a lateral as well, but it sounds like the whistle's gone. And that's Donny Tinker, number 20 for Europe.
Although I think that's a free play, the way that was allowed to go. So I think it's going to be encroachment against the defence.
So a nice jump ball that Donny Tinker won, but as you say, it'll be wiped off the board, that pick. And we'll reset for second down. 2nd and 10 after the first incomplete pass.
So 2nd and 10 it is. In fact, it'll be 2nd and 5. What is it? I don't know where the marker is. Look, it's 2nd and 5, obviously, for that encroachment penalty. Lothian takes the ball again, hands off, and that's Ketch playing running back, and Ketch puts the ball on the floor, and it's picked up by Team Europe.
Can the quarterback make the tackle? No, he can't.
Number 81, Jonathan Cobham, with the fumble recovery score, and that is 6 points to Europe to extend their lead to 18-8 at the start of this third period.
Ketch will be disappointed with that. He puts the ball straight on the ground. I think there was some defensive arms in play there, some big old arms going in, knocking that ball out for Ketch. And it was Jonathan Cobham who was right there to scoop it up and score. Good job on the defensive side of the ball, which often you find, because it's more difficult offensively to get things working, handoffs, people not used to each other, you know, different quarterbacks, different running backs all coming together. Takes a little bit more time for those offenses to click.
I've always said it's easier to play defence than offence.
Well, I wouldn't say easier, mate.
You said that very quickly. Why wouldn't you say easier, Carl?
I don't think it's easier. I just think it's easier to start.
It's easier to start.
Well, it's easier to just get a group of players together and, you know, begin the process of playing defence. But as the games progress, then you need to have it, because defences need to understand offences. When offences get good at what they're doing, you know, it's a technical game for defence as well.
We'll continue this conversation shortly as Jace Walker flips the ball out to another non-numbered participant who falls short of the goal line. Yeah, obviously I'm being flippant about the defence-offence thing, Carl, but there's an argument, and if I put a hypothesis for you to discuss, okay?
Okay.
Defensively, you could, as long as you play your role to how it should be, defensively could be seen as being more individual than offence, because offence needs all 11 men, or 9 in this case, to make a play work? Discuss?
No, that would be my answer to that. I think
that's not a discussion, Carl.
It's the other way.
Straight answer.
It's actually the other way around, Matt.
Okay.
So defenders are only as strong as the weakest player on the team. So if you don't work as a unit, you can't shut down space. As an individual offensive player, you can create space if you're a particularly good athlete. But defenders need to work together to be able to make sure they've got good tackling angles and they're shutting down space and working as a team. And when you get a group of guys just running after the football, that's when gaps start to appear, both vertical and horizontal.
But I suppose it could be argued the same. Obviously, if people don't know us, I'm offensive-minded, you're defensive-minded. I would argue that, yes, like you say, one-on-one, when a ball carrier has the ball in space, it is very much down to that individual. But in order to get that ball carrier in space to begin with, it takes all 11 people in order for that to happen.
Agreed. And that's the great battle. You know, it's the philosophical battle, creation of space for the offense and the shutting down of space for defenders, and that's what makes this game so exciting and dynamic.
So here we go. First down for Team USA to try and get themselves back into this one. Lothian hands off to Ghost, and Ghost does that round the right end, and he shows a nice burst of speed as he picks up a good positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, just using that boundary well, and defenders doing their best to try and bubble those runs out to the boundary, and doing a good job in preventing our Ghost running back from the Titans from finding the edge.
Obviously, like any game, football's always evolving. If you are watching, if you're an NFL fan, and I do find it a hard push if you are into American football in this country that you wouldn't be an NFL fan. The league seems to just evolve all the time. It very much not so long ago, the Chip Kelly kind of offense, the college offense, sort of came into the NFL. Then you got we're kind of on the era of the more mobile quarterback, the sort of Patrick Mahomes, Zach Wilson from the Jets, Justin Fields. How does this game continue to develop?
Yeah, we'll pick that up after this play. Looks like they're bringing 7, and they do. Quarterback under pressure, but gets it away really well there.
That's a good hit. Good catch, good run. Number 51, Jack Watson there. And look at the celebration for the first down. Heats his hands on the football as it spins close to midfield. But that's just a little hitch pattern by what looks like a linebacker stroke lineman playing slot receiver, and a pick up for a first down.
Rick Lothian did a good job there, getting that ball out from the blitz. There wasn't a lot of time. Yeah, just in answer to your question, You're definitely seeing the quarterback become an even more dangerous threat, because it's difficult with 11 defenders to defend that 12th man. So you see defenses having to adjust to players like Justin Fields, Mahomes, and other mobile quarterbacks.
So first down, Lothian again going to the air. Slant pattern. Oh, and that's in and out of the hands of Ben Reed. Ben should have caught that one, and it was close to being picked by number 11 for Team Europe. So Reed gets away with one there. A well-thrown ball once again from Lothian.
And the quarterback position, just talking about that position, is completely unique in sports. I mean, I don't know of another position where you handle the ball on every single play. And so to have amazing athletes that they're getting now through the NFL, through these college schemes, they're just able to do magical things. I mean, Mahomes' athletic ability is just incredible when you watch him throwing the ball, horizontal, lying, throwing the ball, and, not looking the other way and throwing it, and underarm, overarm.
Well, in the precursor to the mobile quarterback, when teams wanted to run straight from there, was the Wildcat, wasn't it? They'd put a runner in who would run the football, but obviously that was very predictable as Lothian drops back again, goes out to his right, and it's just high. And actually this time, Sam Busher plays DB, because if he hadn't got a hand to that, then it could have been picked off quite easily by the defender for Europe. Yeah, so that we talk about the sport evolving. That Wildcat offense was very much a precursor. And then when you all of a sudden get an athlete who can run that, but also throw the ball and also make the decisions needed from a quarterback, run the offense, God, it's like you say, it's unstoppable.
Yeah, and it's just been a progression over decades, really, in terms of where you started off with mostly running teams. Fullbacks played a really important role, and then you've moved on to the West Coast offense that Bill Walsh put in with pocket passing, and now you're moving into even more mobile quarterbacks just creating space.
But then Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers still doing it from the pocket at the age they are as well. Is that just an experience thing? Can they, you know, obviously this is in the not too distant future, they're going to be retiring, but while they are in the league, they're going to be playing that pocket passer role. But it is still effective if you've got a good run game alongside it.
Yeah, and a lot of that's coaching preference. It's the preferences of coaches coming in and saying, no, I want a pocket passer that's going to direct my offense from that central field, or whether you want someone who's mobile is going to move lines of scrimmages to the, you know, the boundary and make plays in much more space. Both of those still have a place in the game, which makes it great to watch. And whatever your preference is, that's the team you support.
And makes it a nightmare for defensive coordinators from week to week. You come up against Tom Brady one week, who sits there, then you come up against, you know, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson's the prime example.
Yeah, and that's changing defensive formations as well. Lots more defensive backs become even more important in the game than they ever were, just because you need to be able to cover the field quickly. So you need those athleticism, you need speed, you need people that can spy the quarterback, that have a similar sort of 40 times as those quarterbacks do.
There we go. I believe Lothian drops back to pass again, and it looks like he's on the comeback pattern. It's a nice pass and catch. Oh, and a big hit on the sideline. Reception is number 30, Ben Reed, who makes up for that earlier drop slant. Celebrates the first down and does well to bounce up from the hit.
Yeah, he avoided the first tackle, and then number 11 came in and just lowered a shot right on the sidelines. A beautiful tackle.
So another, and again, this will differ from person to person, depending on your experience and depending on your preference. The most difficult position to play on an American football field, I always think it's cornerback. I think it's you know, you're out on an island on the. Generally speaking, you know, corners are smaller than your receivers. You're getting the hybrid receivers, the DK Metcalf type receivers, the AJ Green, you know, real tall receivers. And you kind of, it's against you, isn't it? Because the NFL almost want it to be a passing league. Some of these pass interference calls we're seeing, you kind of think, really? What do you reckon? Most difficult position to play? Sorry, we'll go with Lothian first. And look at that. That was beautifully done. Lothian drops back to pass, but foxes everybody. And number 53, it's Oliphant or Christmas, apologies.
I think it was Chris Oliphant rumbling down the field. That was fantastic.
Got me.
The Titans offensive lineman just takes the ball and showed good speed there to cover that ground.
Well, I was watching Lothian. I was about to stand there saying, he's got time to throw this. This is going deep.
I love those sorts of plays when you get these teams together. Look, we're just going to give it to Craig, see what he can do. All right, just give him the ball. Don't worry about anything else. And there he goes, blasting through for 30 yards.
From centre. So here we go then. First down, first and goal for Team USA to try and get themselves back into this. We'll come back to our most difficult position on the field to play shortly. And hand it off this time. Nice little step in the backfield, and he drives and takes 3 or 4 men with him. Does Jack Watson, and Jack Watson comes up 2 yards shy of the goal line.
Give it to the biggest athletes on the field. See what they can do. They're wearing down these defenders now. They've had 2, you know, solid days of contact football. They're tired, and this is smart from USA. It's smart because it's simple and it's effective. To see what adjustment Europe can make to slow these big guys down.
Watson now not only had a reception, but also now gets a carry. And you don't often see that with a number 51 on a jersey. So second and goal from the 2.5 yard line, call it. Lothian under centre once again. Watson in the backfield alongside number 44, Sam Busher. And he drops back to pass, and he's looking, and that's... Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought that might have come out. I thought that might have come out hard for the referee. Yeah, from my vantage point, we're right in front of it here. I think that ball came out.
I don't know. You know, it was a double clutch reception. It looked good to me, but the referee just couldn't really get a good view of the ball. Obviously, there's just him out there.
It's already.
I think that's. He wants a replay. So do we.
That's Ben Reed looking for the replay, but I don't think he's going to get one. It would be nice, but unfortunately, Ben.
It was great concentration anyway, Ben. I'd have given him that.
This isn't even the Ryder Cup. Remember, this is the Schmyder Cup. So no instant replay. Brings up third and goal.
It's interesting you mentioned cornerback being a difficult position. It is, and you need a certain mindset for corner. It's almost that mindset around, you know, come on, I'll challenge me. You know, I'll take you on. And we'll see how these corners fare now in terms of this goal line defense they need to put up here.
Lothian Quarterback with Watson alongside him. Watson going to pick up the blitz that comes, and Lothian pump fakes and then gets swallowed up by 3 European players and taken for a taxi ride back.
What? Spanking's been outlawed, surely. That's the Titans player.
That's Mike McGugan.
Yeah, our friend from Gridiron TV.
Oh, look away now if you're easily offended. So 4th and goal.
Gridiron Hub, rather, sorry.
Good goal line stand here on 4th and goal. Let's see whether or not Team USA can find pay dirt. They really need to if they're going to stand any chance of getting back into this one. 10 points down on the scoreboard on the day. Unfortunately, further down on aggregate, they really need to find the end zone here with this running clock format of the game this afternoon. Lothian threatening blitz again, Team Europe. Lothian drops back as an open man. He pops it out to Watson, and Watson is stacked up immediately. And that is an outstanding goal line stand for Team Europe. Number 44 on the tackle. That's Evan Allen making the play.
Yeah, Evan Allen all over that one. And then all over the, the offensive player afterwards as well. We're not counting that as a celebration. But yeah, a great goal line stand from Team Europe to defend their lead.
So it stays 18-8 to Team Europe, 46-30 on aggregate. Time running out on the chances of Team USA to pull off this Schmyder Cup victory. But equally, an opportunity for USA to maybe get some defensive points.
You would expect him to bring the pressure here, try and put this team under as much pressure as possible. You've got a quarterback that's not really been able to throw the ball well so far, so they are still reliant on that running game with Ben Arologan.
And we've got a name, Jason Walker is the quarterback, who's been playing in that throwback face mask. It's like Steve Young from his Tampa Bay days. And he goes and tries to find Big Ben out of the backfield, but that one just flutters to the floor.
Yeah, what I was saying about that passing game, they've really not been able to get it going. You can see they're struggling with the passes, but they've been effective running the ball. So you would expect them on 2nd down to run this ball into some more space.
If you are just joining us, you can get in touch with us on Twitter, hashtag Schmeider Cup. So let us know where you're watching from, who you're watching, whether you're enjoying this, or whether you maybe even down in London getting ready for the Jets Falcons this afternoon. It's 2nd and long here for Walker and Team Europe offense. Ben in the backfield again. Here comes a man in motion. And that man does get the ball in the jet sweep. And whoa! Oh! What a play that is! Not quite sure what the runner was thinking, but whatever he was thinking, it ends up in the hands of Mullally.
He wasn't thinking that, that's for sure. The big men are making a big impact here for this Team USA, and you said the defense needed to make an impact. Well, that is an impact. So I don't know whether that ball was ripped out or whether the running back just kind of lost his mind for a second, but the ball comes flying out, and 47's right there to take it in. Well done, Brian.
It almost looked like the runner, who was number 19, Steve Cox for Europe, it almost looked like he was trying to re-lateral that to his receiver.
And he might well have done with all this stuff that's going on. Sometimes you have to have a word with yourself, don't you? No.
3 yards away from my own goal line, eat it. Let's not try anything daft. But yeah, so USA are back in this, 18-14. With the added extras will be 18-16. And that will obviously reduce the deficit to 46-38 and be within one score if they can make this stick. So Lothian and the offense back on the field, catching slot position in Sam Busher to Lothian's left. Lothian surveys, drops back, pressure coming. He's got a man, it's catch, and the catch does make the reception, but it's 2 yards too shy of pay dirt. The ball, unfortunately, made catch go backwards rather than enabling him to continue his run. So it does remain Europe 18, USA 14.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And there we go, as you heard from our official, that is the end of the third quarter. So the score is 18-14 to Team Europe. It makes it 46-36 in favour of Europe on aggregate. Fourth quarter to go, 15 minutes. 10-point lead now. Anything on Twitter, Cole?
Yeah, Chrissy's tweeted in saying she's watching her brother at Skywalker9 in the Schmyder Cup, watching live. So it's good to have you with us here. And that's Jason Walker, number 9.
That's the quarterback for Team Europe.
Glad to have you with us, Chrissy. Thanks for the tweet. Keep them coming.
So here we go again then. Team Europe, an opportunity to once again extend their lead and really cement the Schmeider Cup for 2021. But like we've just seen, anything can happen, particularly if players are going to try crazy things like that close to their own goal line. It's been an enjoyable call. Again, the sun's still shining here in Chester.
Yeah, it's been great, and it's the atmosphere as much as anything, the connection between these players and why we're all here. Mental health on this World Mental Health Day.
Oh, good defense from Team USA there on first down. Nowhere to go from that Team Europe running back. No number on that, I'm afraid, just a dark blue jersey. Be thankful that we can't call his name. Of course, this is the precursor to the 2 Brooklyn Bowl finals coming to you later on from this Cheshire County Sports Ground. It's the Brooklyn Bowl, one at 3 o'clock and one at 4 p.m. this afternoon. We'll be bringing you all the build-up to those finals right here through Onside Productions.
And it's worth saying to those of you that are not here live, obviously those of you watching on YouTube or on Facebook, you know, there's games going on all around us. There's, like, I'm looking out the other side on the pitches that are adjacent to the one you're looking at now on screen, and there's at least 4 games going on there. There's another game on another pitch behind us, so all sorts of activity here at the Schmeider Cup.
And they're the qualifying games ready for this, as a good run there for Team Europe.
Davidas on an end around, really nice run, and it looked like for a second he was going to break that, but he does get tackled, so USA rally to make the tackle.
USA have really got to solidify that defense if they can. They've got to reach really deep, see if there's any way that they can get this ball back. Still 2 scores down on aggregate, that is, at least 18-14 on the day, 46-36 on aggregate. And that clock is running, 15-minute running clocks, 4 quarters obviously, 9-men football at the moment, and realistically the USA should tire quicker as they have a much smaller roster. Here we go then, and that's going to be, what's that? Is that going to be a free play? And it would be encroachment as Davidas ends up with the ball in his hands once again.
Offside, Rugen, 5-yard penalty, go first down.
It does appear that Davidas is now in at quarterback in relief of Jason Walker. Walker's on the sideline currently. Davidas was spiraling the football 20-30 yards prior to the game in warm-ups. Whether or not he's going to just keep the ball on the floor. No, he is going to the air. In fact, no, he's not. A little jump pass, and Davidas does really well to get that ball out and jump over the top of the defender, but unfortunately right in the midst of Steve Cox, but he can't come up with the reception.
That's one of those things, we say it so much, but you've got to watch that ball into your hands and catch it with your eyes. And obviously he's got 3 defenders around him, and that's where his focus goes. And where your focus goes, unfortunately, you're going to drop the ball if you're not focused on that football. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, Davidas will be as well. Nice athletic play, looked to take off to his left, then thought about running. Saw his receiver settle down in a soft spot in the middle of that zone just behind the linebackers, but not able to bring it in. So 4 receivers again. Davidas, little jet sweep, and that will be classed as a pass because that was a forward pass, and it's a lovely run, switching the ball from one hand to the other, carrying it like a loaf of bread, and he goes the distance. Number 89, TJ Ajay, all the way for the score. Celebration coming up, look, coordinated.
Here we go.
Keep your eye on the J.
Scores on the doors.
What we got now? What
Is it
we
the
got?
same as earlier?
No, it looks like not at the moment. Oh, it's duck, duck, goose. Duck, duck, goose.
Mike wants a piece of that action.
I tell you what, they should have.
He's thinking, well, you haven't left a seat for me.
Exactly.
They're thinking, well, you should have got here quicker.
So 24-14, 2-point try upcoming. Nice run there by Jay, switching the ball from left hand to right hand, right hand to left hand. I'm sure if it was a meaningful game, his coach would have had a word with actually how he was handling the ball, because it was literally in his hand like a loaf of bread. He could have took that away, particularly when you're changing hands. Nevertheless,
Mike's giving him a big hug on the sideline. It was sheer speed, wasn't it, in the end? I mean, he just outran everyone. You know, the defenders looked like they had the angle, but speed will always defeat those angles. Speed kills, as we know, on offense.
Speed does kill.
It was great to see that burst of speed there.
And that's a touchdown pass for Davidas, because that was a forward pass.
There you go.
So Davidas at quarterback again. Drops back to pass, got a little bit of time, rolls to his right. Oh, fires a floater. Like a wounded duck. That one, and way over the top of his intended receiver. So the score remains Team Europe 24, Team USA 14. That adds another 6 points onto the European score, which kind of puts them out of sight, you would think, now at 52-36.
Davidas smiling to himself. I think he's happy with that drive.
Yeah, you'd kind of think now 14 points down on aggregate in the fourth quarter. The clock is running. Team USA need a quick score here.
Now, Rick's got the arm, hasn't he? I mean, you send everyone deep. You go trips to one side, you send everyone deep. Maybe you try and isolate the single receiver.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
Get some action going
Yep.
in these dying seconds. Nothing to lose.
And what do you do if you're Team Europe? Do you drop off, or do you bring the pressure to not allow him to get that time to put the ball downfield? Difficult one.
Well, remember, the real question is, can they get a better celebration? But they've got to do something first before you can celebrate it.
Catch in the backfield alongside Lothian, and flag comes out before the player's even set. That delay a game.
Illegal substitution. DC can't count. 10 teams on the field. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's like that. I love that call, because I was thinking to myself, illegal substitution. There's 9 men on the field. I mean, the rules have been changing all the way, but then he was sort of brought the humour with it, and I was like, yeah, 10 men on the field. Okay, fair enough.
And I like that. I like the way they put it on the DC as well, rather than blaming the players. DC can't count. So it gives Team USA a little bit of added field position as Lothian starts this drive off with catch alongside him in the backfield. And he drops back to pass, and he is going up top, and that's a wobbler as well, but it's a good catch. Held on to the football. No, maybe he didn't hold on to the football. It was incomplete, Cole.
Well, Jamie Totten just came in and absolutely laid a load right on the receiver. And that's what they've been doing. They've been playing this 2 safety deep, have Europe, but they've been playing these receivers off, almost like, you know, tempting them to catch the ball and then coming in and making a good hit like that. You've got to time those right. And by golly, they got it right that time.
Claudio was the intended receiver, and you just think if Lothian could have put that on a rope a little bit more rather than it fluttering around. I've used that word again. Talking in the car on the way up about certain things to get in. I'm overusing the flutter. But anyway, Lothian gets another opportunity. As you see the safeties drop off. Oh, and that looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against number 77 on the defence, because that centre went down hard.
That's Titan on Titan. That's a little Manchester Titan rivalry going on there between Mike and number 53, which we think is Craig.
Yes.
Oh, and he's going to get unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Oh, bringing disgrace.
Absolutely. So here we go again then, second down.
You know what's happened is Craig's tagged him on a previous play.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe it's because he didn't get a seat in the celebration. He's just pissed off.
So here we go, 2nd and 6. Lothian again got an opportunity. 4 receivers catch alongside him, looking to pick up Little slant there to Taylor, and he does make the catch on that slant this time. He's running laterally rather than forward, needs to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. And Ash James gets a first down and gets slung down and celebrates again, waves to the camera, and then runs to collect the football.
Some nice running. We knew Rick could throw the ball. Now he's trying to be that gunslinger that we need now to get some dignity back for USA.
Time continues to tick though, running clock. I think we're under 7 minutes remaining. Team USA 10 points down on the day. 16 points down on aggregates, 52-36. Lothian needs to make something happen quick to give the Team USA any chance. There's another flag. Is that another illegal substitution? It appears there are 10 men on the field in blue again.
Illegal substitution, 6 fingers on the defence. 5-yard penalty, first down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's 10 on the field again. They're trying it. You can't, you know, you've got to give them credit for seeing if that official's...
Give them credit for cheating.
Yeah, why not? It seems like that sort of day, Cole.
Referee's doing a good job. He's able to count both sides of the field, call a play all by himself. Those flags keep flying though.
No holding penalties today yet.
Man of the match so far, referee.
I don't believe there haven't been, but anyway, there we go. Lothian drops back to pass. It's a low snap. Pressure coming. He has to roll to his left. It's going to be difficult to throw from here. And he's wrapped up and slung to the ground. And Team Europe all over that one. Number 19 with a good defensive play in Steve Cox.
You can see they're getting tired out there. It's coming to the end of 2 days of contact football. Rick kind of gave up on that, didn't he? Went to the sideline, thought, oh, do you know what?
Just sit down.
I'll just have a lie down.
On comes Watson. Watson in relief of Ketch. Ketch jogs off. Watson coming into the backfield again. 2nd and 3 upcoming for Team USA in this 2021 Schmeider Bowl. Remember, don't forget, 3 o'clock this afternoon, we have the first of the 2 Brooklyn Bowl finals. Second down upcoming. Lothian fakes the handoff and he's going to go to the air again, and he looks for James, and James makes another nice grab over the middle.
It's good defending by Steve Cox just to track the receiver.
It's another first down for
Ben Reed.
Sorry, Ben Reed, not Ash James at the time, my mistake. Yeah, Ben Reed on the reception.
And of course, if you put Ben Reed together and you look at the back of his shirt,
bread. Ben Reed, B. Reed, bread. Why not?
We haven't got caught out yet. Bread on the couch. Bread straight into the basket.
Well, that'd have been a good one, wouldn't it? Yeah, right into the bread basket, like that. Like that. Never mind. So the chains are moved again. First down, Team USA. Lothian again in this Pro Bowl type of game with all the different helmets out there.
Comes a blitz off the edge.
Oh, 2 flags come out. And Lothian's going on his own. He's not. He maybe should have slid there, but Lothian not having any of it. And Rick just went, no, I'm going to take this on. But 2 flags came out. Here's the call.
Legal substitution on defence. We're unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Interesting.
Okay.
Illegal substitution, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike on the sideline. Well, it's another.
Ref still got his mic on.
Yeah, well, this could get interesting. Apologies if anything's picked up on the ref mic that we shouldn't be hearing. But I'm sure our guys.
It was unsportsmanlike on the sideline. So maybe he's just. Maybe they are trying it on with these 10 men on the field, then blitzing off the edge.
Yeah. And like we said, I mean, to be fair, yeah, referee's still got that mic on, so
cheating does not pay, Matt.
It's meant to be a well-managed game today, but equally safety's important. If you get 10 men against 9 men, you are risking safety there, really. But anyway, Team USA still with an opportunity then. If they can score quickly here and then hold Team Europe, you never know. 16 points down, 2 8-pointers, tie it up. There's Rick with Watson alongside him, protecting him this time. He goes to the air, rolls right. Oh, there's a big blitz coming in. It's going to be... Oh, it's up into the air. He's hit as he threw, so he couldn't get any purchase on that pass. And it just falls harmlessly in front of a defender.
They're just tracking now. They're just sending defenders off that from that edge position. They're lining up kind of 2 yards off that number 2 receiver and then coming right off the edge.
And why not?
Putting Rick under all sorts of pressure. I'm sure he's appreciating all these hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Indeed. So, still USA ball. Still get a first down without scoring. What is Team USA going to pull out of the playbook for this one? Schmyder Cup 2021. Cheshire Sports Ground on a beautiful October day. Oh, and that's going to be a false start, I would have thought. The flag come out. Look. Yes, indeed. False start against the offense. Still second down. Right, come on, Cole. Talk about something.
Well, there's lots of football action going on. We've still got action later today on Onside Productions because we're going to bring you those flag finals. We know that the London Wembley game, the NFL game between who is it? Jacksonville.
No, Jets and the Falcons.
Jets
today.
and the Falcons today. Will be kicking off very shortly, so we'll be bringing you the scores on that. You can follow both with us. As that's a nice takedown behind the line of scrimmage. Catch going nowhere on that play.
Slow to get up as well. Catch there. In fact, stays down on one knee. Well, he's got the wind knocked out of him there, but like we said, early doors, yeah, he's very gingerly to his feet, but he is back on his feet. Goes back into the huddle.
Interviewed him just before the game, and he's enjoyed himself here. We asked him if he enjoyed it. He said, yeah, it's been fantastic coming down and doing stuff for charity and linking in with the other players. And that's what these days are all about, breaking down those barriers. Absolutely. Not just in terms of mental health, but just in terms of the everyday sort of connections that you want to make with other athletes and people that are helping out on game day. So it's been really nice to see.
Yeah, we talked about the fact that sometimes you can feel with this sort of game as it is, as violent as it is, that you shouldn't be making those contacts with different clubs. As Watson takes... Oh, it's going to be a little fake pass. He's got a man in the end zone, and that's intercepted in the end zone. So a half-back pass, which kind of looked like it had a chance until Dan Hampton, number 23, came from centre field, rose like a salmon, and snagged that ball.
Like a salmon with hands. Thanks. No, well, Dan Hampton, which is one of the greatest footballing names of all time.
It is.
But Dan just has been playing that cover 2 position and just, you know, rallying to the football. So it looks like he's going to be caught. He's come in, he's made an interception there, but he's also put some hard hits on some of these receivers just as they caught the ball to jar it loose. Had a good game, has Dan Hampton.
Nothing fishy about that coverage.
Absolutely.
So Team Europe, once again, back on offense as time ticks down in this 4th and final period. I like that. I like that. I like the invention from Team USA. You've got to try something a bit different. So let's give that ball out to Watson. He's already had a reception. He's had a carry. Why not? Let's see if he can have a completion as well.
And you know that it's back to the schoolyard. You know, when you used to play in the that's how I started playing American football. Was just messing about at school. Somebody bought an American football in. The Bears and Dan Hampton just won the Super Bowl, and we get started. And you know, it's back to that kind of feel, isn't it? You know, we'll give the ball to our 51, our offensive lineman. He'll run out this way, and then he'll chuck it to you in the end zone and see what happens.
Now it looks like Not quite sure what's going on here, but
Taking a knee, I believe.
they are taking a knee, and
Or
that,
taking a lie down.
ladies and gentlemen, is that. The 2021 Schmyder Cup is in the books, and Team Europe run out 24-14 winners on the day, which means that Team Europe take the Schmeider Cup by a score of 52-36 on aggregate over the 2 legs of competition. And it has had that joyous feel, Carl, all the way around, hasn't it? A bit of fun, not too serious. Obviously, the standard's not going to be that because they haven't been able to play together, but nevertheless, it looks like everyone's escaped injury-free. That's the most important thing. There's been a lot of money raised for lifting the lid, which is also fantastic. And the players are walking off smiling and hugging after a very successful weekend.
Yeah, remember why we're here, everyone. If you want to donate to the Schmyder Cup, there are 3 charities that are currently being supported. So there's the AMELIE Fund, there's Lifting the Lid, and there's also the RNLI. So all profits will go to those 3 charities. And these guys that you're watching on the field now have done a fantastic job in raising some of that money themselves, because they have to pay a fee to take part in the game, and so a lot of that money comes from the players themselves. And so we're grateful to them for wanting to engage in this spectacle, which has been great fun and a really good opportunity for those players to come together, learn more about each other, build those connections, and really model what some of those charities are about, which is breaking down those barriers, making sure people don't feel isolated, and ensuring that there are connections, as well as raising awareness around some of the mental health issues that you know, young men suffer from.
If you want to find out a little bit more about this Schmeider series, which this isn't the end by any stretch, this is going to go on and on. You know, there's going to be more events upcoming. Then just drop onto Facebook and search the Schmeider series. That's SCHMYDER, the Schmeider series, and there's all sorts of information on there for you. Mike Ireland, whose brainchild this has been to try and get people involved. You see a lovely moment out there in the middle, everyone taking part all together for that photo opportunity. But yeah, it's get in touch with Mike, use that Facebook link, the Schmeider series, to find out more about the work that's going on in the events that are upcoming. Because as Carl rightly said, you could be involved in the next one.
Yeah, the Slate Cup's coming up soon, and there'll be other events as well. Mike's a creative guy, and he's wanting to reach as many people as possible with these events.
And that will just about do it here for the Schmeider Cup. We're going to be back with you a little bit later on for the final of the Brooklyn Bowl, which is the flag tournament. But until then, thank you, Carl, for spending this last couple of hours with me with this. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you a little bit later on this afternoon for the Brooklyn Bowl. Bye for now.